Hey, this is Reddit Stories. I am reading stuff. Today we will be continuing with r/pettyrevenge. Hit the subscribe button if you're new here. Now sit back and enjoy the stories. Coworker taking my drinks from the fridge. Every week I bring a large bottle of sparkling water to work and keep it in the fridge to refill my water bottle throughout the day. I usually only refill it once per day, so the liter bottle typically lasts me a week. However, in the past month, I've noticed that I've been running out a lot faster than normal despite drinking the same amount. So, to figure out who's been taking it, I dissolved a bunch of salt in a bottle and put it in the fridge. Turns out my boss was drinking it and he looked pretty damn stupid once he drank it. If you enjoy this video so far, don't forget to like and subscribe to help us make more videos. Stop with the G-damn horn. This was a story told to me by my grandfather and took place a long time again when things were much different, and when you showed someone they were being as royal ass, they usually just sat down and took it. My grandparents and another couple were on their way back to Atlantic City after weekend in Philadelphia, and they were stuck in traffic. No big deal, it was a nice day, so they just relaxed in the car waiting for the road to clear whatever happened. This was an older road with a lot of cross traffic and stuff happened, so you just had to suck it up and wait. Well, the guy in the car behind my grandparents and friends just wasn't having any of this. He starts blowing the horn. For what reason only he knew. It's not like anyone could go anywhere as the road was divided and all lanes were stopped. At first it was just a couple of honk honk, but then he started getting even more impatient and laying on it for 2 to 3 seconds at time. My grandfather's friend sticks his head out the window and yells back to the guy to just lay off and relax, no one's moving. The guy behind him was having none of this and just wailed on the horn honk for a good 15 seconds. My grandfather's friend had enough of his ish and goes to get out of the car. Say what you will about gender roles, but his wife didn't say a word. Now my grandfather's friend was called Tiny, and of course Tiny was 6'5", about 260, and as soon as he got out of the car they started rolling his windows up. Tiny, not deterred, just slowly walked over the guy's car and lifted the hood. Now the guy wants to leave, so he puts the car in reverse because Tiny is standing in front of him. Unfortunately for him, the guy behind him saw him and was also sick of his ish apparently, so he edged forward some and closed the gap, so the guy in the car only went backwards 2 to 3 inches before he was stopped. Now this was back in the day when cars had steel bumpers and outside access to the engine, so I am going back a few years. Anyway, Tiny wasn't stopped by the car moving, opened the hood and grabbed the coil wire off the coil wire from the distributor. Yes, he got shocked, but the car stalled, so he continued to pull all the wires off the distributor cap, unclipped the cap, closed the hood, and then tossed the parts at the guy's windshield and slowly walked away. The dude sat locked in the car, terrified. He sat back down in the car and, acting like nothing happened, said, "Where were we? Different days." The phrase is "excuse me please." So some context is needed here. I work in a small office. We have maybe 25 people in the office who work there regularly. One of them, Susan, is a distinctly unpleasant person to be around and to work with. I sit 2 desks away from her. I've been there for almost 2 years, and in that time, this 59-year-old woman has always treated me with disrespect. I'm 26. Some of our coworkers say that she's just a product of her time, when older people routinely look down on younger people, but I call major BS on that. Anyway, our office is also physically narrow, and I am not a small woman. I'm 5'9" or so. I'm not skinny, so my butt is a little big, and my hips are wide. After over a year of her disrespect, I decided to fight back. I made use of my wide hips and big butt. I hip check her chair every time I walk past her. She is always sticking her chair over the entire aisle, even when there's another person sitting behind her. We've repeatedly asked her to not do that, but she does anyway. One day, I heard her say she did that on purpose. I thought that at least she was beginning to get the message. I kept hip checking her chair. More recently, I was standing behind my chair getting ready to leave after a long day, and I was blocking the walkway. It was mostly deserted in the office, and the only people there were in another room, so I stood behind my chair and did my thing. Susan comes up to my left, and I'm standing between her and the exit. She stands there for 2 full minutes at least, not bothering to ask me to move. Our floor manager, Lawrence, comes up next to her. Susan. Lawrence, I can't get through. Before he had a chance to say anything, I raised my voice, but did not yell. Me. You know, Susan, there is such a phrase as, excuse me please. If you'd use it, I would be more than happy to let you by. It was that moment when our boss's boss, Alex, comes up, not having heard a word. Alex. Excuse me. Pardon me. I smile at him and let him pass, then I blocked Susan from leaving for about 60 more seconds. It was satisfying when Lawrence was laughing and she was fuming. Hit the subscribe button for more daily Reddit content and press the bell icon to get notified when a new video is uploaded. Also, if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up, it really does help the channel. If you have any ideas, suggestions, let us know in the comment section. See you in the next one.